Hello YouTube, it's Geklord. Today we are going to be doing a guide on what is the very best nip farm ever possible, ever. So, first things first, what you want to do is build yourself a normal biodome. This is going to be the main part of our farm here, is going to be a biodome. We're going to build 4 and we're going to conjoin them, so I'll be back when we have those joined. Alright YouTube, now that we have conjoined the biodomes, we're going to get on to the actual part of the farm. You can do this in 1 biodome, you can do this in 2 biodomes, 3, 4, or more. It's really up to you, but I wouldn't suggest more than 4, honestly maybe even just 2. So the next thing we need to do is enter our 4 biodome structure, or 1 biodome, however many biodomes you decided to build as a base structure. We need a base structure, so get a door on there. We'll be back when we got a door. Okay YouTube, we now have our door. The first thing you want to do is get a locker out and go ahead and shrink it down to the smallest size possible. This is going to be using the Rescale glitch. I have a guide down below with all controls possible, keyboard, mouse, Mac, you name it, I got the guide for it. Down below is my guide over this glitch, but I'm going to go ahead and cover it right now. So all you got to do is shrink down your locker to as small as possible. Place it down, grab what you want to shrink. I'm going to show you biodomes and hydroponic trays. However, I do recommend for you to be using the hydroponic trays because you can fit plenty more inside than biodomes. However, biodomes are confirmed working. I have never tested hydroponic trays inside a biodome before, so this will be a first for me as well as the Geklord, master of all nip. So anyway, this is the micro biodome. As you can see, you can just go ahead and take it into the normal size biodome and start placing them down, just making sure that you're staying inside the frame of that base biodome. If you do not, then the nip in that biodome may not all be harvested. Some of it might be harvested, some of it might be hanging out. So this is why I don't really like using baby biodomes and why I have came up with this new innovative, futuristic, whatever dude method here that is going to be using hydroponic trays instead of these baby biodomes. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right on into Okay YouTube, as you can see, we now have the hydroponic trays in which we were after. We're going to be shrinking it down. Once again, once you have a small locker placed down, get the item you want to shrink out, place it in front of the locker and click your X and Y button at the exact same time. It'll create a square. That's how you know you did it right. Then click RB to duplicate and place it somewhere else, and it will be your shrunken down item. If you did not get that, I have a much better Rescale guide linked down below. However, that's just a quick little rundown for the Xbox controls. I don't have time to tell you all the controls. I'm the Geklord. I got a lot of nip to grow. Let's go. So after that, you're just gonna place it down in here and kind of stock them up. So let me go ahead and we're going to go ahead and get to a part where we got them a little bit more stocked up. Let's see here. Okay YouTube, as I was saying, much more stocked. However, we have plenty more of these to be growing. Let me go ahead and give you some tips. So, first things first, metal plating can be bought at trade stations. They can be bought off ship vendors at most space stations, etc, etc. Go get your metal plating and be good. Now, carbon. Carbon has plenty of plants that can be grown that will turn into carbon. I do believe I've got guides over carbon, pure ferrite, metal plating, all sorts of stuff already. However, most stuff can just be bought at the space station. Metal plating is where you're going to want to buy those at, as the space station. You will be eating through ferrite for days otherwise. But as you can see here, you're just going to keep free placing these things down, getting as many of them inside your biodomes as you can. More in one biodome, the better. Eventually you will reach a construction limit reached. However, I want to see just how much nip we can get out of this little here farm. You know what I'm saying? And as you can see here, YouTube, this is how you grow all your nip. So we're still just placing the large hydroponic trays that have been shrunken down. So the micro-sized hydroponic trays are now being placed down. And as you can see, this gives room for a lot more than 16 nip plants in a single biodome. That is why this is the best nip farm possible, because the really only limit is how many bases you already got built. Because at the end of this, you want to be out of all the building areas, because you're going to build it all up with nip. There could be a better way to do this. Maybe you could organize it, make it look all neat and nice. Maybe not put so many hydroponic trays in one little biodome. Make it a little bit more reasonable, maybe more spread out. But I kind of wanted to see how much nip I could get growing in one small little area, all while being hydroponically grown and watered. pretty good to me, pretty good to me. As you can see though, this 8 nip, I do believe I've put over 1,000 nip into this. Eventually I did reach a construction limit reached notification, so that is pretty interesting. We're still filling it full of nip as you can see here though. But I do believe the next part I want to get on into is checking out the harvest. We will be getting on to that in a bit, but unfortunately I still got a lot of nip to plant. You know what I'm saying. Maybe we'll get a little time lapse of the rest of this, but yeah, I'll see y'all in a bit. And as you can see here, YouTube, I now have an inventory full of nip, looking great, looking fine, looking wonderful, and all of it is going to be going into this farm. Like I said, this farm is massive, tons and tons of nip. It's crazy to look at. I suggest you to visit it. Go ahead and visit my nip galaxy. I got all kinds of nip farms. I do be working on some better farms. All my other farms are kind of outdated, you know, due to this newfound technology. All my other farms have kind of become a little dated. This one's kind of pimping, if you know what I'm saying. 4 button harvesters, and it's gonna be like 1,000 nip or something crazy. This is how all my farms should be, but honestly and unfortunately, I think construction limit reached is gonna be an issue, because that means I can't build another base, another nothing. I can't even build anymore, guys. I'm out of the ability to build now. That's just what's up. I've built my max already. I don't know what to do about it. I might have to come in on another platform, maybe just another Steam user, so I can go to my nip galaxy and harvest these nip farms on another save, something like that. I don't know what to do yet. I want to make sure I keep my whole galaxy going, but I also want to make sure that I have all my farms still, and I don't want to lose any farms just to keep making these videos. So unfortunately, we might be going to a new save soon. Might even be a new Steam account, just so that I can visit this set of bases still and get all this nip plus the nip with the new farms that we will be building. But for now, here is the very best nip farm ever possible. There is no way to top this, honestly. You can say your Freighter farm is better than this all day long, but you are dead wrong. So I do believe that is about it. That's all there really is to it. Take a normal biodome, shrink down some hydroponic trays, spam the crap out of them in it. Due to the harvesting system of the biodomes, you will be harvesting every single hydroponic tray that you put in the biodome, guys. It's crazy. It's crazy, guys. So I will see y'all on the harvest now. This has been your friendly neighborhood Geklord, doing all his craziness, planting all his nip, you know, the normal around here. Just look at all the nip go. I will be back in a bit to show you the harvest, but this has been the Geklord, and I will be back in just a minute. And as you can see here, while we have not grown all of the nip, we have 2 biodomes ready to harvest, and I had to switch to the first person view here. As you can see here, we now have harvest all plants. First biodome gives us 330 nip bud. Not bad for one dome. A second dome should be ready. The other 2 are not ready yet to harvest, but they're pretty close. I just wanted to test it out, and yes, the biodomes do harvest the hydroponic trays. 325 more nip. And as you can see here, that would mean 325 or 330, something like that on both of these last 2. But as you can see here, all the plants are almost grown, but not quite. 1 or 2 was for some weird reason, but the rest of them are remaining ungrown plants. So I'm willing to assume this is about 1,000+ nip farm. Very, very quick, very, very efficient. 4 buttons and you're done. But this has been your friendly neighborhood Geklord, and I do believe that I am out. Keep it beast mode.